Well, I'm cabbing it. It's 35 kilos. No way I'm going up from the train station. Sod that. No way. I'll barely make it up the hill as it is. That's 120 meters and 2 kilometers. I'll barely make that. Too old. A lot of beer though, so 10 beers. Anyway, just waiting for the cab, comes in 15-20 minutes. This is bad. It's really too much. Let's just go slowly, very slowly, up the top. And I may have to split it into 2 trips, just take one backpack at a time. It's just kind of sketchy leaving all my rods and my cameras in one backpack, but I may not be able to do both at once. So we'll see. So I may run out of batteries as well. I've got 3 battery banks, but that's not much for a week. I may only be 3 or 4 days though, because it's going to rain on Monday and Sunday pretty heavily, so we'll see. So this is the first time I'm cabbing it, so I swore to do that last time. I was up that horrible hill, mountain, 300 meters, it's 1,000 feet. So this time I'm cabbing it. I can actually afford it. Much easier. 594 kroners. Absolutely worth it. I got up even higher than expected. I have to take a shortcut to the trail. But that was really good. Go very slowly now. It's only 12:15. It's only 10k from Ustaoset to Haugastøl. No point in walking up. Absolutely zero. Have to hike down to the train station, but that's alright. So anyway, we'll go to this cabin, and then there should be a trail leading up the... I have to go all the way up that hill though. That's what I saved. 35 meters by cabbing it. Whoops. Keeps doing that. So 35 meters is 100 feet. So say 30 meters, 100 feet. It's still 100 meters, which is 120 meters, which is 350 feet all up. So, but this is the way to do it, obviously. Crazy not to do it this way. Can't believe I hiked up all those years. As you can see, this is how far we've come up from the lake down there and drove all the way up here. That's a long way down. That's 250 meters or something. So this is the way to do it. I'm gonna have to put you away and I'll take you out next break stop. I'm not shooting the whole way because it's awkward carrying all this luggage. We got a big day back with rods. Well, break every 3 or 4 minutes. That's the only way I'm making it up, but I found the trail. Just went up to that cabin, and the trail starts there, and I'm on the main trail. I have to break every 20-30 yards, obviously. It's not that cold, at least. Ooh la boo. This. It's going to be such a relief when I get there. I may even have an early brewski. Celebrate. I have some leanie as well, so I'm alright there. Might only be 3 days, which means I'm taking back a lot of food, which kind of sucks, but that's rain. It's no good. Alright, get my breath back. So I have to go up that huge thing. That's really a nightmare. So glad I cabbed it. That would have given me a heart attack. I couldn't do that anymore. This is really bad. Some more people coming. Another 5-minute break. Went 20 yards. This is terrible. So I had to cab it. Even this is really bad. Cab was genius. No option. No way I'd make it up that hill from the Ustaoset, Haugastøl. No way. No chance in hell. Not with this pack. I may have to split my packs and come down and get the little pack. Except that's a pain. And it's even without a pack, it's a steep hill. So I'm just going very slowly, stopping every 20 yards. See, there's a family behind me. They're also taking their time. Over there. Stop there for good. I don't know, doubt it. No, I keep doing that. Turn that off. So, yeah, tripod, big camera. No way in hell I'm bringing the drone. Out of the question. Another 5 kilos. Not worth it either, just for 5 minutes of footage, half an hour of footage. So, drone is out. I could have gone the other trail, but that's 5 kilometers. So I'll do that in a day trip out to those other lakes where there's definitely fish. I'm not sure there's much fish in this lake. Anyway, all right. It's a big enough backpack. So go another 20 yards, and then I've got another steep bit. I'm tempted to let these people pass. This is a good resting spot. I have to get my pulse down, otherwise I might have a heart attack. A little worried about that. I might let these people pass. I think I will. Give myself a nice long break. Get my pulse right down. Anyway, I have to do one at a time. Big backpack up first, maybe 30-40 meters, then a little backpack. Too much to take both, that's no good. I'm nearly at the top though. Well, I'm not. 2/3 of the way up. Another 30 meters, give or take. That's still 100 feet. Fuck. 25 meters maybe. Anyway, getting there slowly. Slow and steady wins the race, right? A group offered to help me up. That's a bit embarrassing. They looked worried for me. Hope my lips aren't turning blue. Anyway, right, I'm going to go up with the little backpack, little ways, and then the big backpack. Well, I have one hill left, a little baby hill. Made it to the top. That took exactly an hour and a quarter to go. 1 kilometer and about 120 meters up. It's much easier to do it one backpack at a time, but I'll see if I can carry 2 for a bit where it's flat. And then here's Krosshovtjärna, and that hill there is Krosshovden. I'm camping on the other side of this Ås, this little hill here. Still gonna suck going up. So I was bit worried for my heart there. That was more exercise than I've had in years. 3 years since the pandemic started. So I'm gonna have a good 10-minute break, get my pulse right down, and then take some photos maybe. And then still a kilometer to the campsite. It shouldn't be too bad, I hope. Can't remember exactly. It's not really too bad. That's where. See where that one goes. How much up she has to do. I think we have to go up that hill. Just gonna suck. That's a good 25 meters up or something. Flat until there though, and there's Haugastøl. So I'm not sure I'll stay until Tuesday because it's gonna pour on Monday. I may have to leave on Sunday, which only gives me today, Thursday, then Friday and Saturday, 2 full days, and then leave on Sunday before it really pours. It's gonna rain on Sunday evening too. So there's a stonefly, I think. Oh, a little something, a moth or something. It's not blowing for a change. It usually blows a lot here. Anyway, I'm going to snap some photos and then 5-minute break, get my pulse down, and then struggle the last bit over there. Well, I had help to get my backpack on. I couldn't get it on from the people over there just past the big group. So it's going to be crowded, and that's alright. And I'm over the worst of the hill. We've got flat more or less now, and then down and around. So this is real torture though. And now I've been going an hour and a half to get this tiny distance. Still, it is 35 kilos, so and there's snow. There may be snow where I'm going, so I can keep my beer cold. Ha! Should be cool in the water though, plus 10 or thereabouts. Don't want it floating away, that would be really bad. That would suck. And it's a nice camping spot. The lake isn't great for fishing. This one may be a little better. Ustaoset, I forget what the little one is called. I'm not sure it has a name. Anyway, and I should have 3 GoPro batteries and about 4 SD cards of the GoPro, and then the big camera is going to use up a lot of battery. So I get there and then it's beer o'clock, damn it, early beer, and then I can only have 1 tonight because I have to ration them unless I leave in 3 days. If I leave in 4 days I can have 3. But then I have to bring home a lot of food. But on the other hand, I don't get soaked. I'm not sure I can stay here a whole week if it's pouring. It's raining 4 out of 7 days. That's not good. Perfect weather today though. What an effort though. This is the last time. From now I think it's day trips from Ustaoset. Take the morning train and the evening train back. Much easier. Don't get nearly as much fishing in. Now I'll get 2 full days of fishing in, from morning till very late at night. So I mean, if you take the train, you only get, well, you take the train at, unless you take a really early morning train, you can take a 7 AM train, I guess. Then you'd get 12 hours here. The train leaves at 8 back to Ustaoset. Anyway, made it. So this is my little lake. This is where I always camp. I can't remember the exact spot I camp at. It's a little stony where I'm standing right here, but it's flat. But it's quite flat, but there's some big stones. So I think further up in the moss and the Lordehytten it's better. So down there it's soft, but it's too wet, it's too marshy, I think. And I could. I guess I could go down and have a look. Very low water levels. I'm gonna chill for a bit though. I don't know about having beer. I have to ration those. They're really ration. Maybe I can have 3 tonight and 1 tomorrow. Tempting. I think that's gonna be too wet. Maybe not. This is where I was camped though, so it's kind of cool to camp at the same spot as usual. I had a lot of help from the last crew. My tent was falling out of my backpack. I couldn't get my backpack on. I had to lift it onto my back. It's so heavy. So nice people, big group. So it's quite crowded here. Oh. Hope I didn't do my lungs. Pulled a muscle. I think carrying that big backpack. I strained a rib muscle. There's people up the top. There's the lake. Someone caught half-kilo fish. They said. They may be bullshitting. The last time I was here 3 years ago. 3.5 years ago. 3 years ago, I think it was 2020. I'm not sure. I think it was 2020 I was here last. So 3 years older, 3 years weaker. Anyway, I'm gonna put you away and then undo the set up the tent. And I'm gonna get my beer in the water so it's cold. Weather now, it's perfect weather. So you can see that's very popular top to go up. So we're pretty close to the cabins and the road and etc, etc. Well, I think it's going to be just 2 days and leave on Sunday, but I've set up my tent finally, got my sleeping bag out. Packing's going to be a nightmare, but I don't want to do it in the rain. So it means 3 beers tonight. 2 maybe. It's perfect weather. Unpacking is a nightmare. It's pretty bad. I gotta put my backpack away and then dig out the cameras and the fishing rod. So I'll snap some photos on my phone first. I gotta set up the rods. Before I do that, I'm gonna put the backpack away and have a brewski. It's break time. And I gotta get these other brewskis in the water so they stay cold. So I don't want them floating away though. Anyway, I'm gonna get some photos first. 2:45. I've got them so it actually floats even with 9 beers in it. So I can actually have 4 one day and 3 tonight. See you on Sunday then. It's only 2 full days of fishing. But I really don't want to pack up in the rain. So that's for now. Time to chill. Dam and then set up my rods. I'm gonna do a bit of fishing. There's no insects apart from lots of flies. So here's the tent. So I'll have too much food. I'm taking food back. I'm taking for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Taking back 4 dinners and too much lunch food. That's really too bad. It is what it is. So anyway, I think I may have forgotten the pots. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Hope not. Because I need something to mix the scrambled egg in. I don't know what I have. I brought it or not. I can't use the coffee pot. That's for coffee every morning. I mean, I could and then wash it out. Inconvenient though. I don't have instant coffee. I have cookie coffee, doing it old-fashioned way, and I've got 2 bags full, enough for 2 weeks. Probably. There's some multer. They're not ripe though. I'll show you a multer. The cart. They'll be ripe in August. So there's multer here. Not quite a few. Look. It's not quite ripe though. A bit early. So I think August is the go. Not tons of multer, just a few. But I mean, there's multer here. Cloudberries. Cloudberries. Anyway. No snow to chill the beer, so it's not going to be super cold. But the water is around 10 degrees, so that's good enough. Well, it's lukewarm. I should have had these in the freezer, in the fridge. Anyway, that's too bad. They'll be cooler the ones tonight. Alright, so finally putting on the big camera. So I'm all rigged up. A lot of fishing gear. It weighs a ton. And I have half a kilo of melted butter for scrambled eggs in the morning and for frying the trout, if I catch them. So I had a lot of gear. It's fine for a week, but I'm only staying Sunday, 2 days, and 3 nights, because it's going to pour and then I can't go out in the rain. Unless the weather changes, we'll see. So 2 full days of fishing, morning of fishing, and then I have to pack. I'll be out of here at 8 p.m. So it's because it might be raining. Monday it's raining, so that's enough for the GoPro. I had GoPro all the way up here because I couldn't dig out the big camera. That was a nightmare, but I got some footage of the nightmare up. I'm so glad I kept it. It was absolutely essential. No way I could have made it without a cap. It's blowing too much for the fly now. It's always blowing up here, except in the morning and sometimes in the evenings. You can see from the reeds and from the tent. So I'm going to chill a bit longer before I start fishing, and then I think I'll just lure fish. I don't think I can really chuck the fly in this wind. I can on that side because I'll have I could walk over there and cast in that. It's quite shallow. Cast over there, but that's where people, another 2 dudes, last time I was here, I was fly fishing over that way on that corner, which is much deeper, and they were fly fishing just there after a day trip. Oh well, they'd overnighted 1 night in a tent, and like said they caught a half kilo trout. I mean, I'm not sure I believe them, because this is a really tiny lake, but I mean there's probably fish here, and there are fish in the other lake over that way, which is a bit of a hike, but I mean there should be fish there. Apparently not great fish, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna more or less, tent is ready. So I've packed my sleeping bag, my bivy bag to keep the sleeping bag dry, because it's not a very waterproof sleeping bag. The others are, but this one I need a little bivy bag. In my new mattress, which was it's 900 kroners, but I mean it's tiny and it's much lighter and much more comfortable than those ridge rest foam mattresses which I had lying at Ustaoset. So this stays here. No good for winter camping, but I don't do winter camping at Ustaoset, so it's fine for summer and the autumn. It's not a super warm one. It was the lightest they had, so the least warm they had, but I mean that's fine. I have a warm sleeping bag up here, which is good to like -6 or 7, so more than warm enough for summer and autumn. I think you have to stop fishing here. Some people headed up the top. You have to stop fishing here in October anyway. I think September is the last month you can fish, or maybe August, I forget. But fishing is not great, and it's cold and miserable here, and you can get snow in September, October anyway. September might be okay, October is too late. Definitely no fishing. Anyway, that can just stay there for now, unless I head to the other end of the lake, and then I'm going to chill for a bit. So it's actually fins, a present from me to fin. I use it. And then 2 fly rods, one trout spay and one single-handed spay reel line. So anyway, that's alright. And sick butts theirs is not so good. And I even brought chips, so I've got way too much food for 3 days. I've got food for a week, and beer for 5 days. So, anyway. Well, that was a bit much. I should have emptied half the butter out. I didn't need all that, because I could catch lots of fish. And then I did bring my pot. Whoops, a little focus. It's over there. It was in my day bag. My day bag was really heavy. It was about 6 kilos. So I had 35 kilos all up. And the fishing bag weighed a lot, because that reels in it. But I'm taking the camera and the tripod, and my 3 rods, and maybe another beer. I have to drink it up before I leave. It's going to rain on Sunday too, so I may just have one day here. We'll see. And it's lukewarm though. And then I'm going to go to that side because it's out of the wind, and I get the wind in my back, and I get some casting action with the camera. It's very shallow there though, so I can do some fly fishing. And then I may walk that bank, and then I can't wander too far. It's all bushes. That side doesn't look so good. It's too windy. Can't cast into the wind. I could cast from this side, but I think the trout really don't like the wind. In my experience, Haugastøl fish is really bad when it's windy, and it's almost always windy here, so this is really just not a great fishing spot. But it's probably better than if you're at the river. I think there's almost no trout except for like little pinders. I mean, I'm not sure I believe these guys when they say they get a half-kilo trout here in this tiny little lake. This lake is really tiny. The one on the other side of the hill, I may go there later, is much bigger. But apparently the trout are not great quality. But I'll get some fly fishing action, just some regular and then some slow-mo. So I have it. Well, there's nice weather. Can't really film in the rain. And then I think I may go over to a lure. So we'll see. But I'll make the trek over there, and then fish for a few hours, I think at least. I think my shit is pretty safe here. I don't think anyone's going to steal stuff. But I have all the valuables with me anyway. My camera and the Gopro and the fishing rods, and so I could steal my sleeping bag. That would be bad. That'd be a real crisis. I'd have to pack up and leave for my backpack. None of it's, I mean, the tent is ancient. That's not worth anything. But anyway, so anyway, time to get fishing, I think. So I have an external mic. I should probably turn that down. The wind noise looks like it's a bit loud. I think that's about right. So do some single-handed fly casting. Here we go. I've just got a little wet fly on, some blue and silver thing, won't get deep enough though. It's quite deep here. It's very deep here. As a matter of fact, if I tilt this around, you can see it gets quite deep in the middle there. I don't know, maybe 15 feet more. If it was a boiling hot summer, it'd be a really nice swimming lake. So I think that's straight. Well, basically the wind is blowing too much, and I've been double spaying for 10 days, double-handed rod, so I've forgotten how to single hand cast and can't double haul anymore. Very hard with the wind though. So try some slow motion, maybe I'll get some okay casts in. And then we go to the trout spay rod, which should maybe be easier with this wind. We'll see. So 60p. 60p, try some slow motion. Worked okay last time in Haugastøl, so but I mean my casting really sucks. So here we go. Well, my fly came off anyway, it snapped off, so, and hopeless casting with this wind. I may have to give up the fly. I'll do a few casts with the trout spay rod, just on normal, or no, slow motion, just keep this going, and then I'm going to be spinning. I mean, it's too windy for the fly. Let's see the trout. It's deep enough here, so I mean it's plenty deep. Nice deep blue water, and people have caught fish here, supposedly. Not guaranteed if they actually caught fish. They may have just been bullshitting me, so I don't know. Anyway, slow motion, 60p again with the trout spay rod, and try not to snap off my fly, which is zonker. I was pretty hopeless, so I could carry the tripod in one hand, I guess. But I can't get across there. I have to go all the way up and then over and then around. Now I'll have to pack you away. Too windy for the fly, so I'm going to lure cast a bit here. It's also, I think, too deep for the fly. A bit too deep here. So unless they're fishing on the surface, oh, this is 60p. I'm going to put you on normal. $30p again. So, too windy for the fly. I just can give that up. And this is the only spot you can fish with fly, really. And it's also too deep. I'd have to put a sink tip on and all that rigmarole. I might do that actually at some point on the single-handed rod. Anyway, I don't have a sink tip for the double-handed. I have a float sink tip, Skagit tip, MOW medium or something, or light, because it's a trout Skagit line, short. So, time to dig out the worst of the worst. The lure casting thing, the spinning rod, like all the other bogans. I mean, if it dies down and the insects start coming in the water, and I think it'll be very late tonight, the wind tends to die down and the insects land on the water and they start, you get wakes or you get rises. I mean rises, vok in Norwegian. So I can wait with the fly until then, basically. But I think I'll pack you away because I have to hike around. I'm going to fish here for a bit, then I'm going to hike around that bank and just chuck the lure, see if I get anything. I have to pee. Anyway. I may not get any fly fishing action here. It's too windy. It's a shame, that's the whole point. Maybe later tonight it'll die down, but I think the best bet is early tomorrow morning before the wind picks up, and then it starts picking up around 8 or 9 or 7 or 8. So get up early, go to bed early. Nice spot, but whether there's any fish in this particular lake, I'm not sure. I haven't even really seen any jump or wakes, or rises. Well, I've seen rises here, but there could be lots of piddlers. And supposedly they caught a ½ kilo fish, which is about as big as you're going to get up here. But I mean, I think they were bullshitting me. Because they didn't show it to me. Just took off. Said, oh, we got a ½ kilo fish. These tails of the fish keep getting bigger. There was probably 10 hectograms and 2½ kilo. So anyway, it's a nice spot anyway. And I have 2 days I can chill and then I really have to leave. It's still blowing, so that was a bit awkward. Through all those boulders. So I have to go slowly and carefully. And then, but the other lake is just over there. So I'd fish that for a bit, although I want to call it an early night. A little tired, I didn't really get any breakfast or lunch, so it's pretty much dinner time soon. And this wind is pretty bad. So I'll give it 20 casts here, and then move on down to that corner over there a little bit further. And then it's too jungly going through bush up to your hips, which is not so cool. That's a bit more difficult to get to. Of course, probably that's where the fish are. Wouldn't surprise me. But it's quite deep here. Jesus, it's good. Like 20 or 30 feet deep. 20 feet deep, maybe deeper. So I can chuck a few lures here and then see if I get the same slime or not. You can see I should really get the polarizing lights on. But I mean, you can kind of see how deep it is. trout are probably down at the very bottom. The water's quite warm. Warm, I wouldn't go swimming, but it's probably plus 10 or something. So anyway, he's pant size, but he's a little small, so I'll let him go. You can see the lure and then his size. He's not huge. Where's my hand? And it's there, so he's too small. So out he goes, but I have to somehow get the treble out of him, which is going to be difficult. So I don't have this on the big camera, just on a little one. Always bring the camera. I was just over there and I got a trout of about 350 grams. I said, I have lots of food here with me, too much. So this trout in that little bay area, apparently they're down there. So it's getting late. I want to head. I've got my trap for the day. So it's a So I'm going to head back and chill. I think. Now I know where the trout are. I actually got some first time this year. It was decent too. I could have kept him. I didn't have a knife. I had no way to kill him. I'd have to use my knuckles or something. So, but he was a little small to keep. Just you want something slightly bigger than that. If you had 3 or 4 of them, that'd be fine. You know, that's a meal. So maybe I should have kept him, but I did the right thing. I put him back for the next person to catch. So it's time to put you away, and I kind of want to head back and chill while there's still sun. I want my brew, and then an early dinner, I think, and early to bed. Maybe at bed at, what time is it now? It's now, well, it's 10 past 6. In bed by 8:39, maybe, unless the wind dies down, and then up early for fishing. And hopefully the wind's died down so I can do some fly fishing, because that's what I really want. Catching a trout on a lure, I mean, it's alright, but it's just not as fun. I don't feel it as much. Fly is pretty cool. It's a keeper maybe. Lure is cheating. So anyway, I'll send this off to my friends. Catch fish. And then head on back. Looks like someone's camping. Little focus on the top there at Ustaoset. Looks like they've got a tent. I can't really tell from here, it's too far away. See in the video. So I'm not fishless. I could have kept him, but I didn't bring a plastic bag to bring him back. It's stuck in my backpack, so I have to remember that tomorrow. I would need about 3 or 4 of those to make a meal though. For sure. But I brought a frying pan and brought butter margarine mix in a bottle. So tomorrow, keepers, I think. I've got a lot of food, should really just catch and release. So that little bay area over there seems to be where they're hiding. That's a real pain to get to. You have to go through all this moraine. So that's really a pain in the butt. And you can't really get there from the other side. You have to scramble right through a chest-high bush. So that's the way to get there. But I saw people fishing there before. I was wondering why. It seems to be deeper and much better. And it's sheltered from the wind. So I got a fish, thank God. Not fishless. Huh. So that's pleasing. See if we get anything tomorrow. It depends on the weather. I might fish that lake over there tomorrow. And then on my last day, I'll fish this in the morning and then pack up, and then I have to make an 8 p.m. train. My mobile's already down 50%, which is not so bad. So I won't be using that anymore. Not too much anyway. Alright, I can put you away. Cool. First fish I've ever caught here, and he was decent. It wasn't too bad. Well, I'm not putting the external microphone on, I couldn't be asked. Although I should, because it'll be a lot of wind noise. I'll give you a tour of the campsite. Up here we've got all the rods. 2 fly rods and a spinning rod. Then we have the kitchen area. Then went to the creek. All the way over there to fill water, because there are a lot of people here, so I don't know how smart it is to drink water from the lake, but I'm sure it's fine. I mean, that's what I'm using for dinner. So I'm putting it for coffee. But for drinking straight from my camelback and the water bottle, I'm going to the creek, which is just over there. So it's a 10-minute hike. I mean, that's alright. Camera bag and the day bag over there, and the rod cover. And then we have red bag is all the Tudemont. And tonight I've got 4 of these. Jesus. Summit to eat. They're pretty good. Very expensive at the Bua. Salmon and broccoli pasta, and I'm not sure where the fill line is. So I'm going to have to guess. It says to the fill line, but there's no fill line. 280 mils. I have no idea how much that is. 300 mils. Less than half a liter. So add 280 mil boiling water. Fill line B. Stir for 8 minutes. Serve. There's no fill line though. Anyway, they were very good last time. Much better than the old Tudemont. I've even got chips, because I was going to be here for a week. So I have Pringles. Probably take that home. Got a coffee pot, which I don't normally take, but I'm making cookie coffee this time, real coffee. And then I've got my jet boil, which that's full of water. This I'm going to move in case it leaks. Something smelled of gas this morning. Then I have this guy, which is for putting pans on if I get a fish, which goes on top of the burner, like so. It works. So I'm not sure if they go out, or do they? No, I don't think so. I think it's just like that. And then I don't normally bring pots when I'm summer camping, because I just have the jet boil and these guys and then instant coffee. But I have scrambled eggs. So I bought, and it's at Ustaoset, some pots and a frying pan for fish tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll keep the fish. I'll take a plastic bag, put this away somewhere a bit safer. And then the big backpack is under here in case we get a shower. I don't think we will. The sun is high on the horizon. We have a few more hours of sun, really. I'm not fishing anymore tonight. I'm gonna have dinner and then maybe chill in the sun a bit for half an hour, and then creep into bed and get up early. I don't know how early, but if I'm in bed by 9:30, I should be able to get up at 6:37. So water bottle, and can't spring a leak. My camelback though, that'd be bad. Get everything sopping wet, and I've only got one little 500 milliliter water bottle. So that's it. That's the campsite. So I guess it's time to get the gas stove on the go. I think I'll put it above that rock there. I think that seems fine. There's a bit of wind, so I'm not sure how well it'll burn, and that's mostly empty. That particular gas bottle, and then this one is about half full, 3/4 full. That's probably get by the whole trip on the one bottle. It's a real pain disposing of them. So I'm not sure how you do that. You're supposed to burn them out, or they should be empty. not gone with gas left in them into the bin. So anyway, it's going to be dry tonight and dry tomorrow, so I can just leave everything out. And this is not the ideal spot to pitch your tent, but it was kind of hard. I thought about pitching it over here because it's soft. There are no rocks exactly here. Then I've got a group. I've got a depression. It's kind of slanted. I've got a depression I can just lean out and make my morning coffee out of the wind. And I didn't set up the tent too well, but it's been a while. That tent's from 2004, so it's 18 years old. From New Zealand, Queenstown. It's an awesome tent. It's really very heavy for a one-person tent. It's 2.2 kilos or something. But it's held up really well for 18 years. It's done the job, and my brother's used it winter camping, although it's obviously not made for that. And it's small, not nearly as small as tents these days, but it's got a big tarp, so you can have things under the tarp. And it's kept me dry. I'm not sure how dry it is anymore on the bottom. I think the weather sealing or the strips have probably degraded a lot. But I can't find a good one to replace it, so I'm not going to replace it just yet. I mean, I should have one summer tent in Bergen, and then one in Ustaoset, so I don't have to drag it up and down. So anyway, but it's a good little tent. And then it needs more stakes. So I only had just barely enough to stake it out. Anyway, so it's going. A little slanted, but I can pop this very full if I'll get the jet boil is great. It's awesome for summer. It goes so fast and so much easier than gasoline. Turn that up. I'll probably use this up this trip, or even tonight and tomorrow morning. And then I've got a big one. You can get winter versions which are better for the cold, but really for winter and melting snow you need an MSR XGK or something with a big pot in gasoline. Lawnmower gasoline is the best. Car gasoline is a bit dangerous, it's quite explosive, but it burns much better than the other fuels. So we just let that boil, and we can turn it off and then pour it into our Summit to eat salmon broccoli pasta for $149. That was expensive. They really charged quite a bit, the old Bua. So let that go, and then dinner time. I can move the water bottle, and I even don't normally bring this, and I certainly don't bring a coffee pot, but this time we're going to have real coffee, cookie coffee in the morning. So jet boil is great for summer though, and August and the fall. I mean, down to about 0 it's fine, and then below 0 they're not really that good. That came to a boil after about 2 minutes, a full jug, and that's really fast. It's amazing. So now I get to pour it in there and stir it around and wait 8 minutes. It's usually more like 10 or 12 minutes. But anyway, alright. So now I can chill at my spot for 10 minutes. More like 12. Then I've got dinner. That's pretty easy. I have to admit, I'm especially lazy. Sometimes I do these at home, but they're not great. something to eat is one of the better ones. It's much better than the old tube mod. So I got my hopes up because I got 4 of these, and I have some other brand which is not as good, which is vegetarian spag ball. I might try it tomorrow if I don't get any trout. But I think I'll get trout, so I think I'm frying fish tomorrow. With mashed potatoes, because I have instant mashed potatoes with me. You can live on mashed potatoes too. I mean, that's a lot of calories. So I always have 2 or 3 packets or a couple of packets of mashed potatoes. Just on hot water and stir and wait a bit. And it fills you up anyway, it's calories. So anyway, but I'm very excited about the Swedish omelette and scrambled egg, freeze-dried egg mixture I bought. This is about all there was in Norway for a couple of years ago. Now, I mean, they restocked obviously, and I got, I don't know, I think like 10 or 12, and each is 2 portions. I think I can eat 2 portions for breakfast. And I have cheese with me, and I have both ridderost and chèvre, so I could just have that for Ricky and coffee. That'd be fine. And rice crackers and knäckebröd. Or I can make, but I'm kind of keen to try the scrambled eggs with real cooking coffee pot. Which I bought for a lot of money, probably. They have everything at the local store. So anyway, there it is. It's getting a little cold, so wind is picked up and the sun is going down. So it'll be good to eat this, then sit 15 minutes in the sun, and I think I'll be in bed by 9:15 anyway. I have to pack away the cameras. This fishing bag can stay out. It's got fishing gear and a tripod, but it's not going to rain. Everything can more or less stay out. I have to bring the water bottle in, and I have to bring the camel back in. Make sure I don't sit on it like I did last time. It's livestock and get everything all sopping wet. And then I don't really have to change. I've got very light pants which dry quickly, and that was kind of key. And I have another pair of pants in case things get soaked. I have a pair of rain pants. And then I've got long underwear, woolen tops, not bottoms. But I mean, my sleeping bag is so warm. It's good to panasonic or something that I won't need to. I can just take my jacket off, my shoes off, and that's it. And then just crawl fully clothed straight into my sleeping bag. And then, as long as I don't have to go out for a pee, normally I would just lean out the side. I think my backpack is there. So anyway, and I have a leanie. It's cold, so too much. And there's Holly's got enough. Nice. It is a little nippy, but I mean, at least that should chill the bears. There in the. I still have 6. I still have 6, which is lots, plenty. So anyway, I can stop you now. Dinner mission accomplished. That was really small. It was tasty. It was okay. It was mostly pasta and some fishy sauce and broccoli, but not just a few tiny salmon chunks, squares, cubes, and hardly any broccoli. So, but it didn't taste bad, at least. But it was too small. I mean, on a long day expedition, especially winter, there's no way that would be enough. You'd have to have 2 of them. So that's a bit disappointing, especially for 149 kroners. The altitude one, at least you're full after you have one of those. So I could dig out the knäckebröd cheese. After all, I skipped breakfast and lunch. I'm not going to. It's called maybe. has until like 4, so I mean I can be up as early as I want. And hopefully this damn wind is stopped, because this wind is really not good for fishing. Ahead again tomorrow, all the way over there. I'd like to fish some other lakes. The chance of... Oh! Did you see that? He jumped right out. Wasn't a big one, but it was a 300-400 gram one. Jumped right out of the water. There's hardly any insects because of the wind. Wow, I hope that's on video. I really do. Maybe they're biting now. But I just had dinner, so I mean I don't need to catch one. I'm not going to kill a fish just for the sake of catching it. Damn! Anyway, there's fish here. I may not even have to leave this lake for 2 days. I just fished this. But I'd like to fish a bigger lake with chances of bigger fish. I'd like a bigger trout than 350 grams. That was good fish, but I mean, it was a monster. And you need, for a dinner, you'd need like 3 of them. That's probably as big as they get here, to be honest. So I'm going to pack you away, have my last smuggly, and then crawl into my sleeping bag. And then I've already got water for coffee tomorrow morning. I'll have to get a little more for luts. Curious how the luts work. So we're trying that out tomorrow morning. Maybe not on the last day because I'm not so past rain, but I've got until 8 p.m. on the last day. So I mean, last day I'll just be fishing here and then start packing up, and then it's going to rain in the evening and maybe during the day as well. So we'll see what the weather forecast likes. And then the other project for tonight is I have to charge my camera. My camera's fine. My mobile, which is down to about 30%. Usually I've got some videos, photos, and Facebook uploads, and Messenger, and so on. So battery on this is 2/3 depleted as well, so I've used a bit here. That may be the temperature. So I mean, that was a fish jump though. That wasn't just the wind. He jumped right out. Amazing. If I cast right there, I'd probably catch him. With the lure, that is. Anyway. Okay, there's fish here.